What's going on, guys? LC Muscles here. Back in with you guys. I've not done this in ages, so bear with me. But yeah, I've not done this in a while. But you know what? I was not on the Pain and Gain stream. I know you guys were wondering yesterday where was the Pain and Gain pick'em. So unfortunately, me and Alex were, and me and Alex were not able to make it on Wednesday. But we went to a show. It was a lot of fun, so I'm very happy I got to do that. And my team's on a bye, so realistically, I didn't really want to go live on Tuesday because Alex, Tiny Tim, and the others that we've participated with before were already did their picks on YouTube channel TJM3764. Go check that out on their channel. On Tiny Tim's channel, he'll have all their picks here, but I decided to give my picks here. I didn't get to really explain too much of why I made my picks, and I didn't get to do that because I was exhausted on Tuesday night and I just was way too busy with work and whatnot. But the good thing is, I'll just go ahead and give you guys my picks for this week. There have been some updates, and I think my picks that I made look a little bit better now than I made them on Tuesday. Now it's Thursday. So let's just go right into it. 49ers and Rams, the game's in Los Angeles. The 49ers are pretty much have everyone on injured reserve, and it's really bad right now. But the good thing is, Rams are 8.5 point favorites. Bill Vinovich is the referee. And I'm not going to go over the announcers, but I'm just going to go over the referee. And honestly, with this game, there really isn't much here that I need to go over too much. Rams are completely holding this game healthy. 49ers are not. I like the Rams to win this game. I think that the 49ers will cover. Now that it's 8.5, I think that it's a trap. Go ahead and take the 49ers, so it's 8.5. I would definitely buy up to 10.5, but there's no way that the Rams are going to win by 8, 10.5. I think this will be closer than people think, but I will take the 49ers to cover, but the Rams to win. This is not my point spread at the end of the week. That will be later. And I'll go over everything. I'll go over all my picks. So 27-20, Rams get the win, but Niners cover the points. Then you have this Sunday AM game. It is the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Clowns, as I have to call them. Minnesota's a 3.5 point spread. This really has not moved at all the entire week. So realistically, everyone's expecting the Vikings here, but not really much money going into this game. The referee for this game is going to be Scott Novak. It's in London. The Vikings have already been in the European time zones already. Cleveland making their first trip there in a while, and also it's a rookie quarterback starting. Joe Flacco has been officially benched, so Dylan Gabriel is going to start. Unfortunately, though, I do think the Vikings will win this game, and I think they will win convincingly. I do not trust Cleveland's offense to move the ball against the Minnesota Vikings. The Cleveland Browns do have a really good run defense. It was affected by many things last week. Just Kenneth Gainwell had a fantastic game last week against the Vikings, and many people are expecting Quinshon Judkins to do the same thing. But the Browns defense got exposed a little bit last week against the Lions. I think they will recover a little bit and limit Jordan Mason, but I do expect the Vikings and Carson Wentz to expose the weak Browns secondary and get the win over the Browns. My final score, 20-13. My favorite play for this one would be the under. I'm definitely taking the under in this one. Then you have the Sunday afternoon games, Indianapolis Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Colts are 7-point favorites. This line has not moved at all ever since the lines were published. The referee for this game is going to be Alex Kemp. I do not trust Las Vegas at all. I think that they have a great future with Ashton Jeanty, but Geno Smith is the most turnover-prone quarterback as well. But at the end of the day, I am going to take the Colts to win this game. Raiders are going to get blown out. I just don't see the Colts letting up. I think they get a little bit of momentum back in their way as they beat the Raiders. And also the Raiders, they're going to have a problem this season. Our offense is just brutal, other than Ashton Jeanty. 33-17. It's crazy because also Brock Bowers hasn't really had the best year either, but I think he will get better this game. But at the end of the day, I do think that the Colts will get the job done. I expect Brock Bowers to get a garbage time touchdown late. But I like the Colts 33-17. And next game was the New York Giants and the New Orleans Saints. I actually did this as my coin flip game of the week because New Orleans is a 2-point favorite. Referee for the game is going to be Alan Eck. Yeah. But yeah, I think that the Giants And Saints, I did my coin flip. I'll do it again just to show you guys. I had the Giants as the 1 and the Saints as AR. So I did pick the Giants to win 23-20. Giants offense will limit New Orleans Saints, but this will be a close game. But the Giants will end up getting the job done, moving themselves to 2 wins in a row as Jackson Dart as the starter. And then you have the Cowboys and the Jets. This game is in Dallas. I mean, no, it's in New York. I'm sorry. The Saints line has moved just a slight bit, just to let you guys know. It has moved a little bit in New Orleans' favor with the Malik Neighbors injury. Originally, it was Giants 1.5 the very early on before Neighbors got ruled out. Then it moved to Saints once he's officially out of the season. Dallas and New York has not changed at all. 2.5 points for the Cowboys. It's been the exact same ever since the Monday night game. It's the exact same. I like the Cowboys here in this spot, especially with the money. This is like they're begging you to take the Jets here to cover. No, just take the Cowboys to win this one. It's pretty simple. Cowboys 34, Jets 27. I like the Cowboys here. Their offense is in great shape. Jets will keep it close. I expect this to be an underrated good game. I like the ability that Brees Hall will have a really solid game on the ground, and Garrett Wilson should have a great game through the air. But I just trust Dallas. I like Dallas's offense too much, especially with Dak Prescott. He's playing on an MVP caliber level. He's having one of the best offensive seasons. But the defense is the only thing holding Cowboys back. I think the Cowboys defense, just like the Steelers defense did in week 1, they'll make the game-saving play at the very end. 34-27. Give me the Cowboys. Then you have the Eagles and the Broncos. This game is in Philly. Referee is going to be Adrian Hill. This line has not moved at all this week. So I will be saying that because a lot of this stuff will be where the money moves. This is how it's going to affect my picks as well. So if you pay attention to the lines, you know what to bet. So the Eagles and Broncos, this line has not moved at all. 3.5 points. Eagles are a favorite here. I do think that the Eagles will win this game. I do not think they'll play a 4 quarters of full football once again because they have not played 4 quarters of football all year. They've only been playing halves. They've only played one good half week 1. The week 4 was one good half, and then the second half against the Rams in the second half. I always remember the second. Who was they play the second game? Let me just double check. I have it here in my notes. Oh, they played the Chiefs. They played the Chiefs, and they had a better second half. So pretty much, they've really not played a full 4 quarters of good football. I expect them to play a good amount of football, make it 3 quarters of football, but I still think Denver will make it close. But I think Philly will win the 23-17. I expect Philly to win and cover the spread. Then you have the Hell No game of the week, the Miami Dolphins and the Carolina Panthers. And this game, surprisingly, has been going back and forth, which is surprising. Ever since the Tyreek injury, it was originally Carolina 1.5. It moved back. Now it's back to Miami 1.5, so pay attention to that. But this is going to be an interesting game. The referee for this game is going to be Clay Martin, who honestly could throw a lot of flags here. Expect a lot of flags. Expect a lot of sloppy football. I just don't see much offense for either team here, but I do think that the Dolphins will get the win. And my buddy Alexander the Great will be at this game with my other buddy, good buddy Kyle. So that'll be awesome. He told me last night he's going to the game, which I'm happy he's getting to go. Miami's lost this franchise. I agree. Yeah, they are pretty bad to be honest with you. So yeah, this is brutal. So yeah, so I like the Dolphins to win. This line moving way too often is going to be a problem. I expect Dolphins win, but I don't expect them to get any good wins after that. Then you have the Texans and the Ravens. This line has moved. Originally, this was a Baltimore 3.5 point spread. Now it's up to Houston -2. It was a 1 point. Houston 3.5. It's moving now to Houston 2, with Lamar Jackson's availability being a big concern. I still like the Texans here, even if Lamar plays. I just don't trust the Ravens defense right now to make the plays that they need to. If Lamar Jackson is out, which right now he is likely to be out, I do think that the Texans will get the win here. And I think they're going to put up a lot. I think they're going to completely blow the doors off of Lamar in the Ravens. The Ravens defense has allowed over 30 points in 3 of their 4 games. The only time they didn't was against the Browns, but the Texans have a better offense than the Browns. Let's be honest. Almost every team has a better offense than the Browns. And I do think that they will have a really good game. Expect the Texans to have a very solid game and expose the Ravens secondary, who just lost Nathan Buke, who is now out for the season with a torn neck muscle. That is going to be huge, and you're really going to see it here. Texans win against the Ravens convincingly, 30-13. I would love to take Houston minus 6.5 here. Honestly, it might be one of my best plays of the week. I really like Houston here against Baltimore, especially if Lamar's out. Hammer that Houston minus 6.5. That is a solid hit right there. Then you have the Tennessee Titans and the Arizona Cardinals. This game is in Tennessee. The line has slightly moved in favor of Tennessee because a lot of people have been betting Arizona, which is surprising. They were betting Arizona early on. That's why I moved to 8.5. This was originally Arizona 5.5. It moved to 8.5. Now it's back down to 7.5 points for the Arizona Cardinals. The referee for this game is Sean Smith. Tennessee Titans offense is just completely abysmal. I will still take the Cardinals to win here. I think the Tennessee Titans only put up 6 points, and I do think that this will be the last game of Brian Callahan. It's only a matter of time at this point. He is going to be fired before their bye week. I have a very good feeling about that. He does not know how to call play. He does not know how to coach a team, and this whole team looks lost. 38-6. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals get the job done. And also in week 1 of 2021, Kyler Murray had one of his best games ever with 4 touchdowns passes and I think over 100 yards rushing. He had he had 4 touchdowns passing though. I expect him to do the same here. 38-6, dominate the Tennessee Titans at home. Then you have the Seahawks and the Buccaneers. This is my point spread game of the week. Seattle is a 3.5 point favorite. The referee for this game is going to be Craig Rolstad, who had him and his crew were absolutely awful on the Monday night game. Let's be honest. His crew was absolutely awful on Monday Night Football. So many bad plays. Now I think they're going to have some problems here. They don't favor teams on the road, and they throw more flags against road teams than they do home teams, which will be a factor. I do think that Tampa Bay will cover, but I do think Seattle will win. I'm taking the Seahawks to win this game by a final score of 33 to 30, 33-30. Buccaneers cover, but the Seahawks win. And yeah, I just don't expect the Buccaneers to really do well, especially with the injury concern of Mike Evans. Their offensive line is still not fully healthy. And now Bucky Irving is also questionable for this game. If Bucky Irving is ruled out, I will not take Tampa Bay plus 3.5. I will take Seattle. But I like Seattle here to get the job done, but Tampa Bay to cover the points. Then you have the Detroit Lions and Cincinnati Bengals. This was originally 7.5 before the Monday night game. It's now over 10.5 for the Detroit Lions and Cincinnati Bengals. And the official for this game is going to be Carl Sheffers. I do not trust Jake Browning and the Bengals offense to get anything done. He right now is statistically the worst quarterback in the league, worse than Cam Ward, which is actually surprising. Through 2 starts, Cam Ward is surprisingly more efficient, only by half a point, but is more efficient compared to Jake Browning. I do not trust Jake Browning to get the job done. I think Detroit wins this game easily, 55-10. I think we see a 50 burger. The Lions' offense looks really good, and they have performed well ever since week 1. So I do think that the Lions will crush the Cincinnati Bengals on the road and get the job done. Then you have another game where I think the points will be covered, and this line has not moved yet at all. It is the Chargers and the Washington Redskins, Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them. Chargers are 2.5 point favorites. Referee is going to be John Hussey, and I do think that it depends all on the health of Jane Daniels and Terry McLaurin if they're both back. I expect Washington to definitely cover this game. Even without Terry McLaurin and Jane Daniels still in, he's on pace to play. I do expect that the Jane Daniels will lead his team to come in close, but I do think that the Chargers will get a last-minute touchdown thanks to Keenan Allen to seal the win. 28-27, Washington will cover, and I do think the Chargers will win, but I do think that the Chargers are going to get the job done overall. They need a rebound win, especially after against playing the Giants. Washington, their defense really did not play well against the Falcons. I do expect their defense to play a tad bit better, but I do think the Chargers will do what they did in the past couple before their loss and come back and have a great second half and win. Then you have the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. This is Bills 8. This has moved in favor of New England. This was originally Buffalo 6.5, then 8.5, 7.5, then 8.5. Now it's back down to 8 against the Patriots. Many people are betting the Patriots to cover the spread here. I do think the Patriots will cover at 8, but honestly, you could also see I could also see this being a push spread as well, especially if they're moving to 8. I swear they're going to have a push, and I do think that this will get the job done. But I do think Buffalo will win. But I think New England, though, I do think New England will still cover, but I do think the Bills will win. Right now, I have it as 30-24, but realistically, I would not be surprised if it's 31-23. If it's 31-23, I would not be surprised. I might even make that as a bet, as an exact score bet, realistically. I could see that being a score bet that I honestly might want to put in. And then last but not least is the Chiefs and Jaguars. This game is in Jacksonville. This line has moved in favor of Kansas City, which is crazy because it was 2.5. Now it's up to 3.5, which I'm really surprised more people are putting money on the Chiefs. But this smells like a huge trap. I like Jacksonville here to get the win and cover the spread. Kansas City, they played a bad Baltimore Ravens defense. They have all their pieces there, but against a good team, I don't think that they're going to play as well. Even against the Giants, they realistically suffer for most of the game, struggle, and I do think that the Jaguars will get the win here and cover the spread 27-23. Give me the Jaguars to win this game, and I do think that they will have a good shot at it. Even though Mahomes has never lost against the Jaguars, I do expect the Jaguars to buck the trend. They just bucked the trend of doing terribly on the West Coast. Now they're coming back home, and I think they'll buck another trend. This Jacksonville team is for real. Their offense is very strong. And their defense is very underrated and has been one of the better defensive teams in the league, especially the fact that they're the number one team in the league with takeaways. They're at 13 takeaways for the first 4 games. That is absolutely insanely good football, and I do expect Patrick Mahomes to throw at least one interception here, and I do think the Jaguars will win. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on here give you guys a little bit of my information on football and about Week 5, just because I didn't get to be on. I will be back on Painting Game Pick'ems for Week 6. We'll be back to our normal schedule next Wednesday, which I'm excited to be back to our normal schedule. That'll be on the 8th at 10 o'clock this year. And Liam Cohen, potential coach of the year, I could definitely see that. Chargers, Herbert hate McConkey. Honestly, I don't think he hates McConkey. I just think that McConkey's getting covered more. They're putting more of their best cover man on McConkey more, limiting McConkey's ability to get separation. That's why he's able to get Quentin Johnson and Keenan Allen more than Lamb McConkey. I think McConkey just getting covered that much is it's not going to last long, but I do think that he will get open. He will have a breakout game eventually. I don't think this will be the breakout game for him, but I really still expect in the next couple of weeks that you will see a Lab McConkey breakout game. It's going to come out of nowhere. He will get targeted early, and I think he'll get a couple catches. But I think next week against Miami will be his breakout game. So realistically, he'll do somewhat okay against the Washington Redskins, Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call him. But I do think that the Dolphins, that's his breakout game. So next week against the Dolphins, I think that's going to be his breakout game, and I'll explain more next week. All right, guys, have a good one. Take it easy. See you guys later. I know it's been way too long since I've been on this channel, but yeah, I really don't post much on here anymore. I had a little bit of time today, so I figured why not? I'll give you guys some quick picks. I'm actually doing really well in my pick'em thing before. I actually won week 3 for my mainly my paid league, but in my free leagues, which is Dashies League and a couple other free ones, I'm in the Goat House and the Grossi Posse. I was actually featured on Grossi Posse's channel. Like it was, if you can catch it, you'll know. But yeah, I was actually featured on Grossi's channel yesterday, so that was pretty awesome. But yeah, overall, my season right now is 52-11-1 with the one tie. Because even though I know on Max it's 53, I have technically 53 with Max because he counts ties as a win. And in my paid one, they count ties as losses. But right now, I'm 52, 11, and 1. Last week, I went 12, 13, and 3 again. So my worst week so far has been 12 and 4. But yeah, thank you, Network area. Thank you. I appreciate that because I'm just glad I come on here whenever I want to. I'm really not going to come on too much, but you'll see me once in a while. If I don't have anything or if I want to get something out there for you guys, I'll do it. Especially because this is my own place now and I can do that kind of stuff. So, all right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one. Enjoy week 5. I know I'll be enjoying it because my Steelers are on a bye. We're 3-1. We're on the bye. We don't play next week, so we don't play till next week. So it's a stress week, free week of football for me. Have it easy. Have a good one, guys. See you guys next time. Bye bye.